Has anyone considered that if India gets angry, these infant revolutionaries will flee and a famine will appear in Bangladesh? Humans are born free, but everywhere they are in chains. That is, Rousseau said, man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains. You being free does not mean you can insult me. Again, me being free does not mean I will insult you using foul or unprintable language. This is not the name of freedom. This is not independence. Day in and day out, without any evidence, you insult someone with foul language. You provoke the independence and sovereignty of their country, specifically the independence and sovereignty of India. India is the largest democratic nation in the world. You hold a feast by slaughtering a cow in the name of Narendra Modi, the ruler of that largest democracy. You plot to destabilize the independent territory of his country. You show arrogance openly before the media. And if he says something, you then say, see, hegemony, he's showing hegemony, he tried to destroy me. It is a kind of good fortune for us that we have a state like India as our neighbor, which is not hot-headed like Pakistan, which gets excited and carries out drone strikes or insurgent attacks near the border. I am sorry, there are 4 members in my family, 3 of us have colds, which is why there might be some problems or uncomfortable noises in the video. I am sincerely sorry for that. Now these infant revolutionaries like Hasnat Abdullah and Sarjas, they made a lot of noise before the election. Even now, wherever there are slogans, they shout not Delhi but Dhaka, Dhaka. But at the end of the day, these infant revolutionaries, I don't think even one is a student of political science. They only want azadi, freedom. But having become free, how will you function? What is your policy or plan? Look today, your yarn industry is on the brink of destruction. Your garment industry is on the brink of destruction. Your textile industry is on the brink of destruction. Today, millions of people in your country are unemployed. Today, the standard of living of the people of your country is becoming more complex and difficult day by day. Without India's help, if you do not buy rice from India, your rice price will increase. If you bring rice from another country, whether from China or Singapore, you will have to pay 10 taka more than the price you would have paid if you took it from India. Look today, because of a small electricity issue with the Adani group, you are in danger. There is more or less load shedding every day. If this is the problem during the winter season, what will happen once winter passes? Today, look at us. When it comes to the World Cup stage, which player will play how, which team will be like what? The World Cup is a place of joy and expectations for the people. We moved away from that place. For the first few days, we gave roars and threats that Indian soil is not secure for us or for Bangladeshi players. But then again, we sent the shooting team, didn't we? Look, from August 5th, 2024 until today, every sector regarding which the media, our advisory council and the coordinators gave roars and threats, we eventually had to go to that same India. They said they wouldn't give Hilsa fish. What an excuse. But you know, in these 2 years, after the Sheikh Hasina government left, the price of Hilsa has increased much more than before. They said they wouldn't give Hilsa, but they did. Now a water war will start. In a few days, your Ganges Treaty will end. If this Ganges Treaty is not renewed, we act, sit and dance according to Pakistan's words. Getting courage from them, we want to do so many things against our neighbor India. At the end of the day, the Teesta Mega Plan was supposed to be implemented from January 1st. The Environment Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan made a clear announcement. Where is that project now? China will not help because China is not that foolish. China understands that if they implement this barrage or plan and it causes any hemorrhage or harm to their neighbor India, India will not let them go. We will have to face direct or indirect consequences. Since India's population is large and Donald Trump is putting pressure on China, India is a place of comfort for them. If business and trade is ruined, where will the people go? They will move towards a mass uprising. If there is hunger in the stomach, even one can eat rice with just salt. That stability will be ruined. See, the general public is fed up with these coordinators. Just arrogant noise. These people, Hasnat Abdullah, Sarjas, Hannan Masood, Nahid Islam, Asif Mahmood Sajib Bhuiyan, I don't think they ever look in the mirror and ask what their capability or capacity is. Look at how much drama there was over Shahid Usman Hadi. At the end of the day, everything disappeared. A certain group played a little politics with Shahid Usman Hadi and took their own advantages. Now this situation, if these infant revolutionaries are given power, what will they do for the country? At the end of the day, look at these 18-19 months. What has our world-famous Nobel laureate economist, the father of microcredit, been able to do for Bangladesh? Today, the volume of imports from India to Bangladesh is the highest. It has broken all records of the previous government. Tension has been created in some sectors, but India is not showing interest in these sectors because India is a large democratic state and they do not prefer dealing dealing with anyone except an elected government. Therefore, I would tell the revolutionaries, brothers, you have done a revolution, you have called it a mass uprising, but you claim yourselves to be revolutionaries without knowing the definition of a revolution. Perhaps you haven't studied political science. If you knew the definition of a revolution, you might not have said these things. Anyway, that is not my business or concern. Now you are calling yourselves great revolutionaries and promising azadi to the people. Match my words, at the end of the day, you won't even find a place at India's feet. You will face a beating from the people. And to save yourself from the people's beating, even if you come to power through some meticulously designed plan, you still won't find a place at India's feet. Because without India, suppose India stops giving us green chilies today. Tomorrow the chili market will be on fire. Suppose they stop giving rice today, the rice market will be on fire. Suppose they stop giving diesel today. Now one might say they do business with us. They do business with many. They do business with Pakistan. They do business with Turkey. They do business with the European Union. But even if they give zero tariff opportunities to the EU, they have placed restrictions that Turkey cannot take that opportunity. Do you understand? Turkey speaks bad of them directly in different countries, and as a result, what is Turkey's economic condition today? Many might know this. Those who know nothing beyond their own house think being azadi is very good. This azadi is illegal. There is no time for those who compare it. They think they have achieved something huge. But you will see all revolutionaries end up like this one day. Look at Nepal, Maldives, Bhutan. Maldives fell into China's trap, was disrespectful to Narendra Modi, and became completely bankrupt. Later, for infrastructure development, national development, stabilizing the country, and providing 2 meals a day for the people, they had to accept the leadership of that same Narendra Modi of India. The point is, the middle class or upper class, being too free is not very convenient. Courage is good, but excessive courage is never good. Pride is good, but excessive pride is never good for a country. There is no country in the world that is self-sufficient, because moving without the help and cooperation of other countries is the toughest task. And a state like India, if they wanted, they could stop business with Bangladesh and trade with other countries. Why is it such a headache for them? Why is so much concern about Bangladesh? It is because, from a geographical perspective, they are a bit tensed about their seven sisters concern. If for some reason there is a hostile relation with Bangladesh or a conflict like Pakistan, they have to remain extra alert and waste extra power. Look, since August 5th, 2024, they have to set up bases and do various things in the border areas. They are having to exercise a lot of energy and power. They could have used this power somewhere else to establish dominance. Now they have to deploy it here. For this reason, they do not want a hostile relation with Bangladesh. But that does not mean you will do whatever you want because of this desire. I have looked at India's history. India never wants to start a fight. They do not attack anyone first. Look at the Pahalgam incident. After that, they broke Pakistan's pride with Operation Sindhur. Rebel groups in Pakistan have made the country such that even 48 hours ago, 99 people were killed. The Pakistani army remains constantly alert because of rebel groups. That is why I say, brother, do not do something that leads to a conflict with neighbor India only for us to face bankruptcy or helplessness later, or for epidemics and famine to reappear in our country. The number of unemployed has already increased significantly. I don't think Bangladesh will be very secure. Infant revolutionaries do not jump too much. Fish in shallow water jump more. At the end of the day, their fall is also very quick. They are cooked and eaten. Therefore, jump less and plan how to run a country beautifully and protect its independence and sovereignty. Otherwise, those who think they will stay in peace by upsetting such a big neighboring state, I could not and will not agree with them. So, forgive me. Because I want a peaceful state where there is friendship with all and enmity with none. All the big states, Donald Trump, everyone is showing their eyes. Who is doing what? Has anyone raised a voice?